Lisa, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Stranda. Thank you so much for all the love and support. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us, you guys are the real MVP. So I came across this video on my For You, and I thought to share where black people are actually setting record straight, trying to tell pen-colored people of what they need to do if they actually want, black people to listen to whatsoever they have to say. Guys, I was able to put up some stage for one of my favorite TikTok wants to be, Thomas. I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of other stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video, and please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. Alright, lovelies, let's dive into.
Listen, I get it. A lot of people are truly upset with what is going on in the United States. Worldwide, a lot of people are having a really hard time understanding why this happened. Like I said about veterans yesterday, like I have been saying since November 6th of 2024, we cannot have unity without accountability. We can't. Now, I can speak for myself within the black community. Been black my whole life. And I can tell you the conversations that are being had. Okay? Are they being had the way I'm saying it? No. But you can best believe they're being had. It is this. If you voted for this motherfucker, we got nothing to do with you. Nothing. Nothing to do with you. If you voted for some stupid ass way that got us this motherfucker, we ain't got nothing to talk to you about. We don't. You are all skin folk, ain't kinfolk. You are all skin folk, ain't kinfolk. You gotta go. We ain't trying to hear you. We're not. We're not. Whether you are straight up on the Trump train or both sides are the same, we got nothing for you. Nothing. Because your mentality got us here. And now your voting for Trump is going to cost your veteran uncle his motherfucking job at the VA and probably his veteran benefits. Your I'm a vote for Jill Stein is now resulting in your best friend getting deported. We got nothing for you. This is, in my community, I can tell you this because I've seen it. But now we're noticing that it's a tough pill for some of y'all to look at people that look like you and come from the backgrounds and the ethnicities that you do and see that they voted against you. It is hard for some of y'all. It is. I'm sorry, but you're going to have to face that fact. You can't unify with everybody. You can't even unify within your own community with everybody. And you know it. So maybe make some think pieces about it. Maybe start calling these motherfuckers out when you see them. Maybe go after them. We have woke up to the only way to deal with things now is accountability. It's the only way. It is the only fucking way to deal with things. If my son hits your son in the mouth, I deal with my son. Especially if your son did nothing, it's me dealing with my kid. Right? But if my kid hits your kid in the mouth, I can't all of a sudden go after your child. Now when mine's still sitting in here. And if there's ever going to be any sort of groundswell against the Trump administration and the do-nothing Democrats, the very first thing that has to happen isn't unity. It's accountability. It's looking yourself in the mirror and say, did I do enough? Did I? Do I need to do more? When do I do more? I need to start doing more. It means going throughout your fucking family and chin checking the motherfuckers that did vote for this shit. Fuck is wrong with you? Why are you even in my fucking face? Get the fuck out. You are banished. We can't trust you. Stay over there. It means going throughout your fucking community. And all the people that caused this shit, calling them out. And then, once that's done, and you see the work is being done all over, what's left, then we can talk unity. Because that's what we've been missing in 2024, since the election of 2024. You understand that? That's the one fucking thing we've been missing. Do you know why black folks are standing down? Because of that. Everybody can point to the black community and tell them to take accountability for everything. But everybody outside this bitch don't. Y'all want our shit public, but you can do your shit private? Nah. No. The accountability should be as loud as the disrespect. It's as simple as that. You should take a cue from us and start calling these motherfuckers the fuck out. Instead, all I've heard, all I've seen is, what, me? Fuck no. No. You don't get to ask us to fight in your battles. You don't get to ask us to give a fuck about your shit when you don't. Because if you're not gonna fix what the fuck is in front of you, what the fuck makes you think you can come fix some shit way over here? You can't. I'm sorry. You cannot. But what you can do is show everything on the other side over here that you are willing to go against the grain and not fuck calling them out. Show their faces. Give their names. Show their actions. Show it. The difference between an ally and an accomplice. An ally wants to do everything in front of you so that you get a chance to see, look at me, I'm doing it. An accomplice will do the shit before anybody even asks. Accomplices know, I can't even go over here. I can't talk to them yet. I ain't fixed this shit over here. There are people walking around me right now that I have yet to say a fucking thing to. I have yet to call them out. And to expect somebody outside of your ethnicity, your community, your whatever, to do the work you refuse to do, you out your fucking mind. You are out of your fucking mind. This is what black folks was trying to say to y'all without actually using those words. But since some of y'all still don't get the fucking hint, let me help you. We don't trust some of y'all, not because of your actions, but because of the actions of motherfuckers that we seen do the shit that you ain't saying nothing about. Same thing with racism. It's the same thing, fam. Same thing. If you all anti-racist, I don't see color, but you go to fucking dinner or Thanksgiving dinner with that motherfucking uncle that you saw on TikTok saying some old racial bullshit, then why the fuck am I listening to you? Why am I even talking to you? My problem is your uncle. You are irrelevant because you won't deal with your uncle. Now I got to deal with him. So please move your motherfucking ass out the way. Or you could fix your shit. Black folks do it all the time. MAGA, sellouts, fucking fucking Sambos. We do it all the fucking time. Some of y'all don't listen. Kanye West. But we do it all the time. Black folks are quick to cut a motherfucker off that we realize is not going to fucking help us. That's why you see so many black folks that are being called out talking about, look at the money and you just mad because you hate. No, motherfucker, we don't like you. Your ass is a detriment to every fucking black person. Black man, black woman, black gay, black they, black elderly, black children, black disabled. You are a detriment. You got to get the fuck out of here. Some of y'all ain't willing to do that. And instead, you make excuses. Polls and shit. Don't talk about it, be about it. You want unity? There must first be accountability. And if you can't be accountable or hold the motherfuckers that fucked us over accountable where you live, don't come to my neighborhood. Don't come to our neighborhood. Don't ask us to do something you're too pussy to do your goddamn self. We don't stand with motherfuckers that we know will run, and we don't stand with motherfuckers that will make excuses for that shit. I said what I said, and I ain't taking it the fuck back.
Greetings, fam. Those of you who have been watching my content, you know that I heavily preach that life evolved in the Americas. The Americas is the motherland. This is the land of ancient Egypt, land of Canaan. Now, what we're going to discuss today is the immigration pattern of how people left the continents of the Americas and they ended up in modern day Africa. Now, also, we're going to get into how they conquered us. Several of you have actually asked me, well, how do these people conquer us? We're going to get into that. We all know the saying that not all skin folk are kinfolk. So obviously that means that people who look like us, our own people, sold us out to our enemies and helped them conquer us. But other than our skin folk not being kinfolk, what else? Religion. Yes, let's talk about it. Everyone knows that we're very spiritual, religious people. And so they use that to their advantage, right? How did they do that? By giving us gods that were not our own. By giving us forms of religion that were not our own. So let's take a look. Our invaders found penetration easy. Easy. You see that? Under the banners of religion. First, the people, the crescent folks came. Islam. Allah, right? They're the first ones to conquer our people and put us in slavery. And then came the message of Jesus Christ and the cross. Okay? And so those that didn't take to this religion, they took to this religion of Christianity. And there were some in between that didn't take to either one of them. And so they were considered to be pagans. They were considered to be outcasts. And they were just kind of thrown off to the side of society. Many of you try to claim that those were our religions. You say, oh, the Ethiopians. You have to understand that we are the Ethiopians. Okay. Moses, Noah, all of them, they were actually Ethiopians. Okay. And they weren't either of these religions, Islam or Christianity. And those of you who follow the Bible, you know clearly that Moses told the Israelites that they were going to worship gods of wood and stone. Clearly, the Kaaba stone is a part of Islam, right? And that cross, which is the wooden cross, is a part of Christianity. Okay, so that's a no-brainer. Those are the two religions that it's talking about, that our future generations were going to worship. Our ancestors accepting these religions, and you today also still accepting these religions, it does nothing but further perpetuate pale skin supremacy. If you can see next to the star, what I have underlined, okay? And all this does is reinforce their dominance over us. So they also wanted to destroy us completely. If you look at the very bottom, they wanted to destroy us as a people. It talks about the changing of the names with the conversion into Islam and Christianity. Names were changed. It was forced on them. Just a whole new way of life, a way of thinking was forced upon them or introduced to them by adhering to these different religious belief systems. What is another way we were conquered? Because we're disorganized. It clearly states here that they knew, regardless of the number of people that they had that would confront us, as long as they were organized, they knew that they would be able to conquer us. Our ancestors were the type of people, they just lived life, you eat, drink, be merry. It was also our kind, sweet nature. We were a very, very peaceful people. We're a kind, peaceful, loving, giving people. And you know what the narcissists do to kind people. They devour them. What drew the Caucasoids and other races of people to the Americas? Well, it was rich in resources. There was gold, all sorts of resources in the Americas. Not only that, it was a great place to grow crops. I outlined in other videos how all of the crops that are actually eaten over the root crops mainly in modern day Africa actually came from South America. So as the immigrants, the pale-skinned immigrants increased in number, then we unfortunately were pushed to the bottom ladder of society. And not only that, the children that our ancestors had with them joined their forces in conquering us and pushing us further down the ladder. Here it is right here. It weakened us by mixing with them, because those of us that had children with them, they turned against us. You see that? You clearly see that, right? This is another reason why we were told not to mix and mingle with the strangers, not to have children with them. This is a consequence of it. The Asians were very proud of their mulatto sons that had our blood in them. But look at what they did to the mothers. They kept them in slavery, but they emancipated the children that they had with them out of slavery. They weren't slaves. You see that? Keep in mind, although mulattoes were considered to be above us, there were many people that were, the Asians and Caucasians that were very fair-skinned. They still didn't accept them as being equal to them, but they did have many of the rights and privileges that the Caucasoids, the fair-skinned people, had. Before the Caucasoids were pushing us off of this land in the Americas, the Asians actually did it. And we were forced to either go elsewhere or stay on our homeland and be reduced to the same status as servants and slaves. Those that were professionals, they were allowed to integrate into the Asian society. The book even talks about how some of them were classified as palm colored, despite their real skin complexion. So now we still have those that were on the opposite ends of both of those. They didn't want to leave their homeland. They didn't want to stay and be integrated into society. So they fought. And a lot of them actually were wiped out. They lost their lives. As you can see here, many of them were pushed further onto the modern day African continent. As you can see here, they were pushed into the Mediterranean and down into modern day Africa. They wanted to get away from the subjugation, the ill treatment. For those of you that don't believe that all of this was actually taking place in the Americas, take a look at what I have underlined in red. It says, but the Africans had taken their firm stand within Egypt. That's ancient Egypt in America, making it two lands, exactly as the Sudan is two lands, which is modern day Africa. Isn't that where Sudan is today, with the Arabs and colored Arabs in the north and Africans in the south? Isn't that how it's arranged in modern day Africa? The lighter skinned people, they're up on the top in the north, the Arabs, and then you have the actual Africans in the bottom, mixed in with the E1B1A people from America. And please note, why does it say they went to modern day Africa? To escape pale skin oppression. There you have it. We're going to continue this video in part 2. We're going to talk more about how they got over there and where in modern day Africa a lot of the people from the Americas went to and are today. This is the book that I'm reading from. Don't forget to like, follow, and share this video. Thank you so much for watching.
I agree with what Uncle Thomas was talking about, accountability. So many people are so quick, especially, who are so quick to like, oh my God, I have never done nothing. This is not me. I didn't do nothing. Why are you calling me out? I have never done it. I'm not racist or whatsoever. It's not as if, people that look like me are so upset, or maybe they are like concerned to do it at which you carry out issues. Not because you feel that oh my God, it is not coming out from me, automatically don't get me involved. Even if I know that maybe my uncle or my friends, family, and all of that are involved. Black people, or some, are the opinion, just the way at which, Thomas have talked about, it is on you to actually call out this uncle or and this auntie that you see doing something that is so unacceptable, but you are there, but within you, you are like, okay, it's not me doing it, so I am not to be held accountable or accountable for it. This particular commentary remind me of an incident that happened last year. That was middle last year. So this brother, I think he had a job to do somewhere, and he has to travel to this town. And on doing his stuff, he was surrounded by some group of families, some elderly group of families, both uncles, aunties, and all of that. Then all of a sudden, that they had a flashback, and this man, who happens to be a pan-colored man, made a commentary that people who are around him were supposed to call him to order, but they were all laughing, and they were like, okay, I didn't do it, but I have to laugh about the situation. This pan-colored man goes as far as saying that at his backyard there is a tree where the people that looks like him. He made a commentaries. He have to, like, there is a tree at the back of his house that is meant that if he doesn't take, he's going to. I really do not want to mention all of the things I have to say. You know how it is here. What baffles me most is the fact that there are so many other pan-colored people seated there listening. And this man was like, this brother was like, is this what you're saying to me? He was hot. Is this what you're saying to me? Why are you saying this to me? Are you all going to watch him say this to me? Or tell me this? They were like, it's none of my business. I don't care. And they went ahead to start laughing at this brother. If you're someone who genuinely is fighting for a good cause, what are you meant to do in that situation? You are meant to call out that your uncle. The worst part is that this man who made such commentary has a wife. And the wife was just like, she's the kind of person that will come on a social platform claiming I don't know, how she's so in support of people that looks like me. But you see your husband making such commentaries, you cannot even call your husband aside and tell him, oh my God, this thing you said is very wrong. You need to apologize to this young man. This is very wrong of you. This is taking accountability. This is, even if I'm not the one that did this, and this person that did this, I have all of the influence to make him understand that, okay, what you did is just wrong. You don't need to use this kind of terms on him. You know how the history have treated. But this woman was laughing. I was like, oh, she was like telling the husband, please, let's get out from this place. And she was all laughing. And this black brother was all hot. I like the fact that the thing trended on the social platform, and there was a GoFundMe for the brother, and he never went back to that town anymore. This is a typical example of accountability. Even if you are not the one that is being, but you have an uncle, a husband, a boyfriend, a partner that you know deep inside of you, oh, this person is, it is left for you to correct this kind of people. That is the accountability. That is it, because there's a woman that come on a social platform. She was like, why are black women so upset, blah blah blah? They were not the ones that they never enslaved black people as white women, but your husbands did, and you benefited from it, right? You never got yourself involved, but you benefited out of it, and you're still benefiting because there are a lot of people that still have plantations, you know. And to the sister that talked about how some African black people betrayed, and all of a sudden Christianity also have a huge thing to do, and these people were able to conquer people that look like me. Sometimes I also ask myself this question: how is it that these people were able to conquer people that look like me? And I hope that with all of the things that she said, I'm able to learn or pick one or two things. Anyway, love, please wanna just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We just here for educational and informative purposes. So, lovelies, if you've not subscribed to this channel, do your girl a huge favor to click on the subscription button, like, and I will see you, lovelies, when I upload the next one.